are back. Welcome, everyone, to Rise, Rinse, Repeat, the podcast about life, love, and family. I am Trent, one of your hosts. This is my wife.
Elesa, the other host.
Elesa.
Co-host? I don't know. Whatever I am.
Yeah, we're both hosts. We're both co-hosts. We're equal.
Okay.
Welcome.
I think last time we were talking about boundaries. This is the pickup of part 2. We've just got a few more things we want to add. It shouldn't be too long, but hopefully it'll be a really great discussion. We've got some cool points that we're going to bring in, and we also have a new camera set up. We're using a new audio system, so please bear with us as we figure out this new technology stuff. But we're so glad you are here, whether you are a returning listener or first time. We're glad you're here.
Yes, we're glad you're here. New systems. This is the kind of the trial run, the maiden voyage. We'll figure this out. We were using our phones for the camera, and now we're not. So,
Upgrade.
we'll see. We're hoping that transfer of the video to my computer is a lot faster.
It should be. It should be with the editing.
Yes, editing was taking a while.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Boundaries, part 2.
Boundaries part 2. So last time we were talking about how boundaries should be reasonable. They should not be self-centered, and they shouldn't be for your own personal gain while everybody else is struggling or their downfall.
I think that's your double standard point right there.
Yeah.
It's got to work for everyone. And you can't just think about yourself on that one. Like, that's what boundaries are there to protect you, but they're also there to enrich your life and make it easier. Not so you just get your way, but so that your family also gets their way. You can have compromise. That's what relationships are all about. So that double standard is very important, because think about how you want to be treated. So if you have a sister or brother or whoever it is, you don't want them to have unreasonable boundaries for you, and then you feel like you're the only one who's giving and trying in that relationship.
No, that's true. I mean, coming from, like a faith-based example, typically, you're taught no sex outside of marriage. And, that's just, in my personal opinion, that and how we grew up in the faith, that's a boundary that protects you spiritually, emotionally, and, physically even. I know that mistakes are made. I'm not perfect. I've made my mistakes. My husband's made mistakes. But that's something then, if a boundary like that was broken and that's the person you didn't end up marrying or whatever it was that happened, it doesn't even have to be sex. It could literally just be, drinking or something, whatever. But I'll just stay on the main example here. That what you're able to, you have to tell your significant other, you need to tell your husband or your wife about that mistake, about that boundary that either you broke or somebody forced you to break. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, if we're talking about marriage, then again, I think last time we talked about how there shouldn't be those boundaries. That there's nothing off limits, that your past is your past, and you at least got to talk about it. So that then they can, that's your past, we got to move on. Like God has forgiven you, but those things are still important to bring up and talk about before you get married, before you get engaged. Because if you don't, they will creep in somehow later on. It always does.
No, that's true. I totally agree with you. That's exactly what could happen.
Mm-hmm. You're like, hey, I need to tell you something about my past, and your significant other could be like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's in the past, and that's the same thing. You don't have to talk about it. So there's different ways you can do it, but yeah, everyone has a past. Life is not easy. It's messy.
No. Yep.
Boundaries are broken. They're walked all over. They're reinforced. You just got to accept your past, and that whoever you're dating has a past. If that's what we're talking about, boundaries between.
For that, yeah. Another one. This one's a funnier one. I remember hearing this from a family member. Bathrooms are a sacred space. Everybody poops. I'm just gonna say it. Everybody does. It's a thing, okay? And pretending it doesn't happen I don't know, but I'm just gonna say, when you're, at least for us, this is for me and my husband, us being married and having children, bringing children into this world, bathrooms, that sacred space that you have to go to the bathroom by yourself, literally flies out of the window. It doesn't exist. Your partner knows, has heard you poop, or is there. I'm just gonna say, like, I have never done my birth story, and I would love to do it, but what I will add is this from my birth story. When I was having Evelyn, our first kid, the antibiotics that they had to give me, I mean, they ran right through me. I'll leave it at that. And my husband had to help me because, I mean, she was so low. Water has broken. I'm having all these contractions. He had to help me to the bathroom because I'm hooked up to all of this stuff. You're like, yeah, you're trying to have a baby, and yet they're like poking and prodding you with all this crap. Anyway, and he had to help me. And I'm just saying, there's new levels of intimacy when that happens. So yes, bathrooms can be a sacred place for you to have peace of mind. And they also, as a stay-at-home mom, and then that happening, it's when toddlers run in or people are like bugging you at the door. So you try to get that sacred space back when you can, when your husband's home and he can keep an eye on them. But I'm just saying, that was a funny example that I wanted to add, that those boundaries sometimes get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thirsty.
No, you're good.
That was my funny one. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess, yeah. Boundaries will also change. They have to be adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't ever have a line in the sand. Say, I won't. Okay. Yes, there should be, like your last example. Yeah, that's one of the ones that, yeah, things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you have to be adaptable. And some boundaries, yeah, you need to be more strict and rigid on.
Yeah. The line in the sand can't be crossed. And it's having that judgment of knowing, like, what is, what's adaptable and what's not, what's adaptable and what's not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing was boundaries as a single individual versus a married individual.
Yes, the marriage so go ahead.
No.
The marriage boundaries are more flexible.
That's true, yeah, because
between the two people, yeah, you're not
Mm-hmm.
no cheating. That's not what I'm saying. But between the two people, those kind of boundaries, like you said, the bathroom. Oh, I have to get something, babe. I have to go to work. I'm in here using the bathroom. You have to wait, babe. I'm going to be late.
Right.
You got to be
That's
flexible
never
in those
happened.
kind of stuff.
But that's a good example.
Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah. And then as a single person, it's just you that you're looking out for. So those can be less adaptable versus, yeah, when you're married, it's not just you looking out for, you're also looking out for your spouse, and then eventually you're also looking out for your family, and we've talked about that already. So yeah, marriage and single individuals are completely different. I'm going to go into the single a little bit more. Here's why. You have to have your heart guarded as a single person, right? And your self-worth is high. Your standards for, like, a God-fearing and loving man should intimidate all the other men that are unworthy to date you. This is obviously coming from a woman's perspective. The right one is going to succeed and even supersede in some standards, and respect your boundaries, respect your standards, live up to those. Know that there are some that he's not going to be perfect, okay, right? He's gonna break your heart, or he's gonna forget promises, or he's gonna forget things, and vice versa. You'll do the same thing because he's not Jesus. He's gonna fail, and you're gonna fail too. But you have to recognize that, apologize, and move forward and through it. But it is not a bad thing to have those higher standards that you're asking for as a single individual versus a married person. It might look different. Like, you're married now. So what I'm looking for is that I still want to be romanced. I still want to be asked out on dates. I want help with dinner or the dishes or kids or laundry. It's the changes in a way as when I was single looking for my husband.
Yeah. Like you said, nobody's perfect. I'll go back to that one. So it's finding those lines in the sand. Oh, you crossed that. I know you're not perfect, but that's something you can't do. Can't cross that line.
Yeah.
And then the boundaries that are a little more wavy, a little more opaque, then yes, no, then the no one is perfect applies there. For the higher standards for, yeah, if I'm thinking about my girls when they're gonna date, yeah, I want them to have really high standards.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just wanted to tell you guys, I mentioned it last time, but Color Street, I'm currently a Color Street stylist, and I just wanted to inform you guys of all the really cool things that we're going to be doing here in July and their August. So we've got monthly subscription boxes that are $30 a month, and the August one is amazing. I'm going to put links and stuff down below so you can take a look. You've got to get the subscription box ordered before the end of July. I'm getting my July box, so I will be doing an unboxing of that. But what's really cool about the subscription boxes is you get all of these unique nail sets and other amazing goodies and goodie bags, and that you cannot purchase online. That's what's really cool about the subscription service, and it is really unique. It allows you to be creative, or you can use your own creative side and create your own really cool, awesome nail designs. What I encourage you to do is, if you do anything, please tag us on Instagram, and also please tag me if you get a subscription box. I'll also get an email and notify, and I will send you a little thank you and all of this fun stuff. But yes, we're now going to go back to the show. So back to talking about boundaries, where we left off. Our little one is now awake. I don't have to talk into this mic anymore. I just realized that because we're not recording audio. I just realized that. That's totally fine. It's a habit. We'll finish up on the video here. I hope it has the note.
I think you were talking about standards.
Oh yeah.
And that they should intimidate men who aren't worthy, and that's totally true. They're gonna feel, oh, that's not worth it. Oh, I don't.
She's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means you are.
Yes, you're doing the right thing.
A lot of ways. Yes, you can have overly high standards.
Right. If you're looking for somebody to be Jesus, perfect in every way and not have any flaw, then yeah, he should strive to walk with Jesus and be the best that he can be, but know that he will fail, just like you will.
Yeah, it is. You got to realize your own humanity and give people grace to a point, because you don't want to be hurt. That's your number one priority, is to protect yourself.
Yeah, it is. Do you have any final thoughts you want to add?
No, I think we did everything.
You did everything? Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us in part 2. It was a really quick wrap up. We're going to keep working on figuring out this audio setup. I'm really excited about it. We'll figure it out. Yeah. But thank you, Rinsies, for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. We're so glad you're here, watching or listening.
Or just watching on this one.
Yeah, hopefully I can rip the audio. That's
true. I forgot about that. Okay.
But I'm Elesa.
I'm Trent.
And we will see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.